Peace. Welcome to the Scrap and Roll MMA podcast. I'm your host, Sky. We got your host, Jace, in the building. What's going on? Manchester United in the building, I guess.
Hey, they're actually having, we got a new coach and we're actually doing shit.
Really?
So, shout out to, I believe it's Carlos, my main fucking hater for my Man U jersey. Suck it slow. Suck it slow.
Hey, shout out to Carlos.
Hey, fans and everyone watching out there, first and foremost, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. It is absolutely free and it helps in the algorithm. But look out for us on TikTok this weekend. Me and Sky are going to be together watching our first pay-per-view in ages together.
If you don't include going to Vegas for 310.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've watched a few live in person together, but not like on TV. The one time we tried to watch a fight night together, fucking family just ruins it. They're trying to talk to us. Like, nigga, I don't want to talk to you. I'm trying to enjoy the fights.
Or they try to ask questions like, why is that guy like this? And I was like,
Why has he got a heart on?
Shout out to your mom.
Your mom.
She was your mom first. So, UFC 311 is this weekend. Before we get there, let's quickly take a look back at this weekend's card. Knockout of the year contender already?
Contenders.
Yes.
Contenders. Listen, it started off, the first 3 or 4, I'm sitting over here like, okay, let me see what's going on with this playoff game. You know what I mean? Going back and forth. And then, business picked up. I think a lot of people how the fuck did Mackenzie Dern get a $50K bonus? Like, that just boggles my mind.
One cheek, left cheek, right cheek.
Left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek.
25K, yeah, 50.
I guess. That's wild.
Okay, do you find Mackenzie Dern attractive in the face?
No, she is like the definition of a butterface. She reminds me of your girl Fergie.
Fergie looks way better than Mackenzie Dern.
Ooh, I don't know.
Fergalicious? Fergalicious.
I don't think she's attractive at all in the face. She's a brown bagger. Fergie's a brown bagger. Shout out to fuck Sky. What's the name of that show? Nip Tuck. Shout out to Nip Tuck. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find the platform and watch. Is it on Hulu?
Yeah, I started it. I'm
nigga got Hulu. I got Hulu. Let's run it. Oh, Nip Tuck is before its time.
No, it's wild, Jace. Go back and watch it. I'm 6 episodes in, but now you just reminded me that I've started rewatching it. Wild. The stuff they're doing on there can never be on TV now. Can never be said on TV. It's wild to me. Anyways, we're getting way off track. Yes. Jacoby Smith comes in, flatlines Parsons. Gets him out of there.
Is he awake?
It was a whole mess. Let's give it up for Marco Tulio knocking out Ihor Potieria, because as we said on the last episode, it's up for Ihor. The way that he celebrated after, finishing Shogun Rua in Brazil for his retirement fight, we don't care about him. Off of this
cheer against him every time.
Every time. So that was delightful to see. Then Jose got submitted. I was like, okay, it's cooking. My boy Punalehi, the Hawaiians in the house. You guys
10
see
seconds
the
or less.
Hey, as soon as I seen that, I hit up CJ, another co-host, and he was like, that's some J shit right there.
Listen, I'm a real nigga. Every real nigga has did a 3-pump chump. It happens.
Oh my gosh.
It happens.
Christian Rodriguez, the O Reaper. That's his new name now. He's taking your O's. He's taking your O's. This is the fourth prospect who he has taken.
Prospect killer.
Yes. Stop feeding him.
Stop feeding him. If you're a prospect, do not fight this man. Do not. Then let's get to it.
Your boy. Chris Curtis taking on Roman Kopylov, a.k.a. Chase Hooper. Funny because as soon as it starts, Danny goes, oh, is that the kid with the... I said, no, he's not. First of all, he's not a kid anymore, and that's not him. But yes, they do look like. Obviously referring to Chase Hooper. before we get to the finish, how did you have it scored? If the fight would have went to decision, who would you have given it to?
It's kind of harsh. I almost had it 30-27 for Russian Chase Hooper, if
Hmm.
I'm being honest. If I was scoring it by rounds, now scoring the fight as a whole, I would probably say 2-1.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I had it 2-1. I think if you include just the knockdown, not it being called off, it goes to Chase. But it was a good scrap.
It was a good scrap. So, did you go back and watch the tongue lashing?
I
I thought he was
did.
about to punch this nigga walking out of the ring.
Yeah, full disclosure, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I woke up in the middle of Alhazan getting knocked out. Like, that's how I woke up, was Danny screaming, "Oh my God, you need to wake up and watch this." I was like, wait, what happened? Because I was watching the Chris Curtis fight, and then I was waking up screaming from Danny, who barely even watches the fights. So I had to go back, and Jace called. He's like, go back and just listen from when the fight ends until right before Roman talks. Man, Chris Curtis, I thought they was going to set it off in there.
Chris Cannon was sent on business. I fucking hate you every single time. Every single time. But then, beautiful knockout. I know you can say, "Oh my God, 1 second left." Listen, I like what Kopolov said. Hey, man, he's got a family. He's a cool dude. I wasn't trying to kill this nigga. I can already tell. He was done, which he was done.
But you're supposed to follow up, right? And I don't think the ref should have called it off. He stumbled. If you go back to the fast forward to the Ponzinibbio fight, there's plenty of times you could have called that fight off when the man's just on the side, just getting nailed. Pause, right? That Chris, it shouldn't have been called off. It shouldn't have been a KO, but it is what it is.
It is what it
It's
is.
easy for us to say, right?
Hey, listen, that's a job I wouldn't want, is to be a ref. I would rather be okay. Hey, would you rather be a ref or a judge?
A judge. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. People pretty
Sky,
much
you
know
can
the
name off
referees.
every fucking judges.
I can, but I don't know their faces. I
I
don't know
wouldn't
their
want to
faces.
be a ref because I wouldn't want to be responsible for someone's life. Like real
Yeah,
life, like as a ref, like you're responsible for someone's life.
neither does Mazzagatti. That's why he's like, if she dies, she dies.
I fuck with Mazagazi. He's a good ref.
Said no one.
Hey, yo, shout out to Dom Cruz just going crazy on Keith Peterson this week.
Yo, Dominic Cruz is not to be. We're gonna get to that, to his fight news and everything taking place in
He's a
Seattle.
wild boy.
Cesar Almeida.
Ooh, listen, it would. Hey, again, I can, a bedroom reference. It was short, but it was a fire fight, boy. Let me tell you, those
Abdul
dudes
was
were
winning
banging
until he wasn't.
until he wasn't.
Honestly, I feared for Abdul's life. I'm not gonna lie, like, because when they cut to commercial, I was like, "Oh, your boy's still not up." They're doing like the announcement. Your boy still wasn't up. Your boy was still laid out. He was
Stiff.
he was out. I was like, that's the type of shit to where like you go to like the hospital and find out you got like a brain bleed days later type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's like
absolutely.
37, 38. He was out for a while, but we do know that, Caesar is a bad man when it comes to kickboxing and just clipped him, found the shot.
Stop messing with those kickboxing motherfuckers. Let's get to my boy Santiago.
He's got to win over your boy.
What?
He's got to win over Alex.
Over Portan?
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Yeah.
climb the ladder.
Nah, he said they friends now. Ponzinibbio pulling it out the mud, like we talked about. Remember against Alex Morono when that's what happened in that third round. He was getting his ass beat
Until he wasn't.
That was a banger.
That was a banger. That was a way to start it off. Like again, it started off slow, but then man, it cooked until we got to the main event, and it is what it was.
At least it was a finish.
That's what she said.
At least it wasn't 25 minutes of just nothing, Mackenzie Dern went inside there and got the finish. Do want to point out, because of Jace being spiteful, I went 3-0. He went 2-1 because he decided to go Amanda just to go against me.
It's okay. It's okay.
We got a whole year of this, right?
Whole year. I'm
I'm
gonna
keeping
get that
track.
back.
I'm keeping percentages. So when Jace tries to hit y'all with the I'm 98.7%,
No, I
I'm a
ended
bit.
last year with 97.3. The year before that was 98.2%. I keep track.
If this is your first time watching the pod, he caps all day long.
I
All day
wear
long.
caps all day long, correct?
You do.
Because,
You have
you know,
to.
a little premature balding, but it is what it was.
Premature, ain't you like 75?
Hey, do me a favor. Go shit in your hand. Thank you.
And then put it in your face.
Bask in the ambiance. Bask in the ambiance.
Do we want to do a hot take before we get into like the craziness that's
Yeah.
been
We'll
taking
do a
place?
quick hot take.
All right,
Let me pull it up. Boom, boom, boom,
let's
boom,
run it.
boom. Run it. Shout out to Breezy. All right. This is from a question from Instagram at Ash Sid Trip. ASH. Thank you for chiming in. They say, which form of martial arts is the most useful in a street fight?
Um,
I guess they must have watched last week's episode.
wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, like there's a percentage. I think that like 70 or 80% of street fights end up on the ground.
I've heard people say that, but like, how do you actually quantify that? Like, who, like who
Almost
actually?
like just go. Like unless somebody gets knocked out the first shot, like they end up wrestling. Somebody gets dumped. Somebody gets ran over, and they're on the floor.
See, I feel like most street stuff I've just seen people just swing until someone gets laid the fuck out. I'll tell you what's the least useful in a street fight: jujitsu.
No, it's not.
What the fuck? How is jujitsu not the
That's what
least
jujitsu
useful?
is for. It's very useful. So much so that a girl here on the strip who was almost SA'd by somebody choked a dude out in a triangle with the legs. Triangle choked him out and killed him. You know how many people have killed somebody like doing jujitsu? You can injure their. Come on, stop it.
No, I'm like being for real.
I'm being serious. You can literally Google videos of jujitsu ending fights.
Yes, of course. It's the least useful. At the end of the day, you throw me in a triangle, I'm biting your fucking thigh.
What if it's an arm triangle? You don't know how to get out. Think about when you were a kid and your older brother grabs you, has you in a triangle. Older brother has you in a rear naked choke.
Again,
What are you
it's
gonna
different.
do?
Street fight. And anything's legal. Anything's legal. I'm biting the fuck out of you.
If you can, not if I have you in a rear naked choke and you can't even open your mouth.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Like there are certain like
What do
moves
you
you can get
have
around
against
to.
jujitsu?
I have nothing against jujitsu.
What has
I'm just
jujitsu
saying
done to you?
it's nothing because I've never tapped in my life. You know that.
Oh my gosh.
I never tap. Go to sleep. Break it. Don't care. It's just pain. Pain face. Show me your mean face. Don't be clipping that either. Seriously though, jujitsu. Okay, so then conversely, what do you think is the least useful in a street fight? And don't give off like something that's not
Karate.
really used. Shit.
That's just my opinion. There's lots of people who grew up taking karate and got their ass beat.
Okay. So for me, least useful by a country mile, jujitsu. The most useful. Oof, I don't know. It's a toss up between Muay Thai and Sambo. You know what? I'm going Muay Thai.
Okay.
Because you throw a leg kick for someone who's never took a leg kick in their life, fight's over. Fight's over before it started.
True facts. Like one day I was just like, hey, Danny, just like kick me in the leg at like 30%. Never again.
Dead leg?
Never again. I was like, that was not 30%.
Like can you imagine? And the thing is, even with, like, can you imagine like Alex Pereira just kicking someone in the leg on the street?
No.
You know, and that's too close to you where you're not even getting close enough to fucking punch to really throw. You know what I mean? And he just kicks you in your fucking leg. You're done. Fight's over. No mas.
Nah.
It's wild.
Why Muay Thai over kickboxing?
I guess almost because what you said. It can get close quarters, and kickboxing is more about the distance. Muay Thai, dirty, elbows, clinches. You know what I mean? There is aspects of like sambo in the Muay Thai, grabbing the body, foot sweeps, who are really not used in kickboxing.
All right.
As you can tell,
Sound
I've been in a lot of street fights. Also, you can tell there's no scars on these faces. You know, this team winning all day, you heard? From that dirty, dirty New
you
Orleans, you heard? That dirty, dirty New Orleans.
You heard.
Yep, yep.
Do we want to take a look at UFC 311, or do we want to talk about Bellator PFL? Let's keep Bellator and all them people towards the end.
Okay.
There's a lot going on there. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this weekend's card. First pay per view of the year. It's not disappointing. Like I went and I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay. Like, first of all, I want to give a hand clap to Islam Makhachev because he is not letting them keep him only in the Middle East. He's like, he done fought in New Jersey now at this point. Now he's fighting in LA, which I'm kind of disappointed the UFC is choosing to stay in LA.
Yes,
just due to
me
the fires.
too. Yes. Putting people in danger.
And the air quality is just shitty. Like, regardless of whether the fires aren't by the Intuit Dome, like, the air quality is crappy. The morale of the place, like, going to a fight is not going to boost the morale. It's not going to don't let them sell you on that bullshit. Like, motherfuckers lost their homes. They lost their lives. They lost lots of shit. And, like, to just have a fight there or have a basketball game there, to me, is just insensitive and tone deaf.
It's tone deaf as well. Like, the last thing you want to do is bring more people into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got people now flying into this.
Mayhem.
You know, like, it's not good. It's not good. Wait for it. It's not good.
But we're here.
We're here.
The card is sneaky good. The actual pay-per-view card is pretty solid. You know what I mean?
The actual pay-per-view card is fucking borderline amazing.
Like, they did, like, they did what they were supposed to do with this.
Like, if we're talking about just the main card on paper, will you scroll up again?
Mm-hmm.
On paper, like, that's shit. I mean, on paper, that's like an 8-8 on paper.
Solid. Maybe even like a 9-2.
Like,
Nah. I like an 8-8. I like that.
8-8 on paper is great because they're all solid fights.
Yeah.
They're all really good fights, right? A little more for the hardcore, as opposed to the casuals. You know, it doesn't have the flashy name per se. But all fights, you can pretty much see every single fight going either way.
Yes.
Legitimately even way. And the odds obviously show that as well.
Yes. Let's get into it. Let's get into the card. Starting from the bottom, now we here.
Hey, shout out to Drizzy. The GOAT.
Let's see. Ricky Tercios. I didn't realize that he was on the card. Like, I like Ricky. I like his attitude. I like his vibe. Alina Perez, if she wins, we can expect some twerking. You know,
nobody twerking, nobody Becky's.
This dude right here was on The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah,
his name?
No, Bob.
For y'all who's first time watching the pod, anytime we can't pronounce the name, it's just pronounced Bob.
Yeah, respectfully.
I
think we're gonna see some good fights taking place down here. Like, even though, like, they're not like super noteworthy contenders or names, I think that we're gonna see some good scraps that take place. A lot of these people are from Dana White's Contender Series. Like, the talent pool that has taken place there is just absolutely insane. Like, the amount of Contender Series fighters that, like, fill up these cards is just crazy. Diego Ferreira, has he fought since he killed Michael Johnson?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay. Oh, he knocked out Rebecca.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I definitely want to go back and see how that ended, because what he did to Michael Johnson was not fair. But he's been out for a while. He hasn't fought since May of last year. I wonder why. Anyway, he's on here with a new hairstyle, showing that Afro side of Brazil. Oh my God. No one told me that Jalton Almeida was fighting.
Oh,
If this is your first
oh,
time watching the pod, I absolutely hate Jalton Almeida. Ever since his fight with Derek Lewis, where he literally rode cowgirl. If you don't know what that is, Google it. On Derek Lewis for
oh.
24 minutes. Literally, top control time, 24 minutes. Riding cowgirl with no finish is crazy. It was crazy. It was awful. It was just an awful fight, and I'll never. And that's why the first time that I really appreciated Curtis Blades when he knocked him the fuck out. Absolutely amazing. And then
Amazing.
the new crowd favorite, I would like to say once again, watch Dana White's Contender Series because I have been um excited to see Peyton for a long time. Prior to now everybody is like, oh, Peyton Talbot, Peyton Talbot, but I mean he's that guy going up against Barcelos.
We'll see. This is a tough test and featured prelim.
They got him as a minus 1100 favorite. It's crazy.
But it's one thing always when you get in front of the bright lights.
He did on the bright lights.
I thought
He
he just did Contender.
No. He didn't. When you see him, you'll be like, "Oh, I know that kid. He's the one knocked out. Put the fucking nasty beating on your boy Cameron Saman. His last one knocked him out.
Okay.
Game War knocked him out, and then that was in 19 seconds, and then his debut was a submission, and that one, yeah. But the Peyton knocking out Saman, I was so happy because fuck them. Fuck them all. Let's get into the main card. Let's get our main card predictions. If this is your first time on the pod, it is fuck Kevin Holland for life. That's just how we rocking.
How we rocking? I'll take the L. So
You know?
I'm going with Triple R all day.
Yeah. I too am going with RDR. Your boy CJ did send in his pick. He is going RDR, but says Kevin Holland probably is going to win, but he's going with RDR. Which is rare because CJ typically, and he'll tell you, he's always gonna go for the black fighters. But when it comes to Kevin,
racist.
It's not racist. It's race
It's
positive.
racist.
Race positive. How come he can't go for his people?
No one's saying he can, but to
How
make
does that make him racist?
a deciding factor is absurd.
No, it's not.
Agree to disagree.
We are. Going on to your boy Beneil Dariush and Money Moicano.
This is a terrible fight for Money Moicano. This is stylistically, this is a terrible fight for him. But unlike a lot of other people on this podcast, I stand on business and I stand with my people. So I'm going with must be the money, Money Moicano.
CJ is also going Money Moicano. I'm going Beneil Dariush.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in Money Moicano. I haven't. I don't. That's just how I feel.
See, but I thought you fucking hated Dariush and his
No, you hate Dariush
incel motherfucker.
And his ass in the middle of Abu Dhabi.
Jesus.
I like to thank my Lord and Savior.
That's crazy. And he's Iranian. And he's Iranian. Like, that's just such a crazy thing to do. I'm surprised he got out of the country.
He's American, brother. America.
Shit.
America.
Tell that to people in Trump country.
For facts. He probably is a Trumper. 9 times out of 10.
Listen, Money Moicano is that dude. How do you not like him? How do you not like him?
I don't like the rants he goes on afterwards. I know you guys like it, but I don't like him. It's just a whole bunch of yelling and cursing and screaming. Not really into it. He hasn't said anything that moved me.
But he's a good fighter.
And he's not. He's not. The fight that he had against that really turned me sour.
Your boy Turner?
Dober, yeah. That fight sucked ass. Him just literally laying in guard the whole time. Anytime he was getting pieced the fuck up, just literally just laying on him. Not even trying to find a submission. Nothing like that. Yeah, I'm just not convinced. If Turner wasn't a complete fucking idiot, Turner's still stupidest fighter of the year. That's what we should have made the category. You know what I mean? Like, came back from that.
I like that. Wait. I like that.
Which one?
Stupidest fighter of the year. New category.
Yeah, we're gonna run that.
Or just like the stupidest moment of the year. Like, what were you thinking?
But I will say I was impressed. with him in his fight against BSD.
I
He
don't want to
fucked
talk about it.
BSD up.
I don't want to talk about it. Dude, I
That's so
hate
bad.
that. Like, I hate that. Like, so many of my guys like fought each other last year. It's terrible. It's
It
just
was
awful.
heartbreaking for you.
Yes, and then y'all like laughing and giggling like that shit is sweet.
Jace, the worst thing in my MMA watching experience happened last year. Okay, like you don't
Seeing
understand
BSD
pain.
lose.
No, you don't understand. You do
No, no, no,
understand,
no, no, no.
actually.
You don't understand pain, right? It happened one time. One time
Ah,
Max
that's all
Holloway
you
got
need.
knocked the fuck out. Like,
That's all
I've
you
seen it
needed one
happen
time.
so many times to my fighters. So many times.
This
You
sport
know,
sucks,
you know
dude.
how hard it is to be a Tony Ferguson fan? Like, oh my God.
But at
Oh
least
my
with
God.
Tony, like majority of the fan base loves Tony. You know what I mean? So like, it's
People love Max.
I know. But what I'm saying is like, you don't get like much hate for being like a Tony supporter or Tony fan. You know what I mean? Now, and oh, I'm still not over the Max thing, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Um, Yuri Prohaska taking on Mr. Delusional himself.
Mr. Delusional himself. What is wrong with this guy? And I know we tried to like rock with Jamal Hill for like 3 seconds.
We tried.
Well, y'all tried. I was off him for a minute.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like I remember, like I think I want to say episode 56, where we're talking about who's the most beatable champ, and y'all gave me so much shit because I said Jamal Hill by a country mile.
Ah.
But
That's when Aljamain Sterling was champion, which was crazy.
that was when there was a lot of black champions.
Ah, what a time!
What happened to Wakanda?
What the
Not
hell?
forever.
Hey, he
That
died.
being said, y'all know I rock heavy with Yuri. He's just the wrong era. If there was no Poetan, Yuri would definitely be a dominant champ.
I don't think
Uh,
he'd be dominant.
Stop it.
There's nothing about him that's dominant. Did you not
Stop
see
it.
him get dominated by old ass Glover Teixeira?
He's a former champ. These are both former champs. I can't wait to hear Jamal's excuse of why he lost this fight. I'm going Yuri KO.
Nice, nice. Even though Jamal Hill has completely just soured me on him, like I pause. That's disgusting.
I'm gonna get your pH balance checked.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I am gonna go Jamal Hill.
What?
Yeah. I think
How?
he's gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna knock him out.
Wow, that's
Jamal
crazy.
Hill's only lost to Alex and your boy
Craig.
Paul Craig. Paul Craig, whose arm was I was there live for that. That was wild.
It's like
Former
you've never
champion as
seen it.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that Yuri is a wrestler. Like I don't think he poses anything on the ground that Jamal can't defend or deal with. Like we've seen how Jamal dealt with Glover Teixeira when he took him down, or at least tried to. And Yuri in the whole, I think he's gonna get caught. And we know Hill has power. That's just what I think.
What? Okay, I can't wait for this fight to play out. And you're gonna be sitting right next to me. Oh my God! Listen, we're about the flashbacks to the early 2000s.
Of
Start
what?
hitting with that DX. Suck it,
Hey, I'm
suck
cool.
it.
I'm cool with Yuri winning. Jamal Hill is annoying as hell. He's delusional as fuck. Like I don't know. I think he called himself selling the fight, but it's just turning everybody in the sport off. But yeah, I think Jamal's gonna get it done. And CJ went Yuri. He said Hill probably will knock him out though. So
And then let's get into the meat and potatoes.
hey, your boy Marab defending his title for the first time. Man's walked up inside of the UFC and was like, Dana, I want to fight. I want to fight.
Let me ask you this off the top of your head. Is there a new champion, right, who first defense was tougher than Marab going against Umar? Top of your head.
Hmm. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. I guess not. I guess I can't think of it.
Like
I,
that's wild.
and as a Max fan, this like pains me to say. I was gonna say uh Taporia having to fight Max Holloway, but Umar is just such a dominant wrestler. Like the Nurmagomedov style of just wrestling, Dagestani style, is just so dominant that like that's just a hard ask.
Fair.
Um, yeah, that's just a hard ask. Who you got?
Listen, this is one of those classics of I just don't rock with you. I just don't
Mm.
rock with you. Um, and I'm not afraid to take an L to stand on business, per usual. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Marab to get the job done over Umar. I just don't really care for Umar. I think it's bullshit that he got the title shot, riding the coattails of a family name. Not to say that he couldn't get there, not to say that, you know what I mean, he wasn't close, but there's no way after only beating Sandhagen that you step into a title fight. I just don't see it happening. As well, I'm just, there's a little bit of me that just like I'm ready for this like daggy reign to be over. You
It's
know,
just starting.
you sound like Habib.
It's just
You sound
starting,
like
brother.
Habib talking about him versus the Irish. You
Yeah,
know,
it's just starting.
every promotion they won't even let us fight because they know, brother, they know.
They know.
So yeah, that being said, last hope, I'm going with Marab to get the job done.
How?
I don't know. I can't even like I don't even know the path to victory. You know what I mean? I don't know. The thing about we'll see. I'm actually hoping that this will be like a really great grappling match. I don't want this to be a classic where two wrestlers just decide, hey, we're just going to stand up and have this weird kickboxing match.
But what if it's like bangers? Like they just slanging in there looking crazy like a drunk
I've
uncle.
Eh, eh, eh. It could be. I doubt it will could be, but yes, I don't know how he'll win, but I'm just gonna go Marab.
I want to start off by saying I want Marab to win, but I'm going Umar. Father's plan. Umar is like Habib. He sticks with the plan. Uh, Islam is the only one who be like, that wasn't my father. Like,
You are not the father.
he likes to go off course and bang with him, and we gotta respect that. But yeah, I'm going Umar. I think they're both, good wrestlers, but I think Umar's just a better wrestler, and I think he's just ready. And do I want him to win? No, nothing. I would love to see him get knocked out or submitted or something. I just think it's Umar time, brother.
How?
Lay and pray for 5 fucking rounds. Decision.
A boring 5 rounds or an exciting 5 rounds?
Boring.
Hmm. Fair.
Hope not, but that's what we got. Marab versus Sean O'Malley.
What did CJ say?
CJ also went with Marab. Yeah, you and CJ are neck and neck right now. You guys are
I
picking
don't like
have
this.
made the same picks.
Y'all know
Don't
me.
don't don't worry about what he got going. Don't start trying to change stuff just to be just to be a
Oh
jerk.
shit! Not to be a jerk.
Uh, Go ahead. Islam versus
No,
Armin
you go ahead.
Sarukian.
I went first the past
Um,
two, three
you
times.
have, you have. Let me start off by saying, fuck Armin Sarukian. It's been that way ever since he tried to roll up on Bobby Green. I ain't like that. I thought that was a clown move. With that being said, I'm going to Islam.
Oh shit! You got me for a second. I was like,
Nah, nah,
"Are
nah, nah.
you calling it?"
No, I'm going Father's Plan, Islam. I think Islam wants to put a stamp on that chapter. I think Islam wants to have that fourth title defense, the first lightweight to defend the title 4 times. He will surpass Ben. He will surpass everybody, all the champions, including Habib himself. And I think he goes to 170. I think this is his last fight at 155. He does not want to make the weight anymore. Too big, brother.
I guess pause.
Pause.
Listen, what? Why are you talking about me like that?
I'm
That's
your
fucking
brother.
weird. So, fuck Jesus. We're not from West Virginia.
Oh my gosh.
I hate to say it, but I think you are exactly right to the T. I was going to say the same thing. I believe that this is Islam's last fight at 155. I think he wants to move up. That's why I have Ilya being the champ at 155 at the end of the year. So I think Ilya moves up as well. But yeah, I think Islam takes care of him. I think he gets him out of there with a finish. I don't think Armin has anything. Let's just say the wrestling cancel each other out. And I know Islam will fucking slang and bang. Islam, listen, like Islam is an exciting fighter. Like
I told you.
always comes forward, you know what I mean? And will slang it, you know what I mean? And like doesn't want to wrestle. But unlike let's say like the Justins of the world, right? Where like he will like Justin just won't use it at all. Like at all. Like anti-poon. He just won't fucking do it. So I don't know. What did CJ say?
He went Islam. You guys are deadlocked. You guys have the exact same picks.
Oh God, which one can I change?
Love, don't change it.
Terrible.
Don't
like going the
change
same
it.
with y'all niggas.
I'm different than all y'all. I should have asked Damien. I forgot to ask Damien his picks, but I'm going RDR, Benil, Jamal, Umar, and Islam.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see when we come back. Hopefully it's a really good fight, really good scraps, really good fights to start off the year. First pay-per-view. The following weekend is a bye week, or AKA there's no fights that weekend or this upcoming weekend. And then we got Izzy. Izzy versus Imavov is February 1st, and that's right around the corner. Got here fast.
Cannot wait for Izzy to lose again.
You see him training with your boy Robert
Rob?
Whitaker?
Why?
Who would have thought?
Why? What are you gaining from Rob? Teeth?
Don't do that to Rob. Don't do that to Rob. You think Izzy's going to lose to Imavov?
Izzy's done. He's done. It's over for him.
All right. We'll talk about that in 2 weeks. I'm not even gonna get into it now. Let's talk about something that has the MMA community in a chokehold. MMA math. No.
Shout out to MMA math.
Yes. But no, let's talk about PFL. Just blowing up the spot. PFL, as you guys more than likely already know, they have said we are no longer. They had bought Bellator last year, as we know, and they were still going to run it Bellator and PFL separately.
Stupid.
And and we said it was stupid from the beginning. They said pretty much it was good for like marketing terms. Like that's what it had. Like Bellator was coming up on HBO Max, so on and so forth. This year they're done with it. Everything's PFL now. They're done with their way of scoring. Their competitions. So now it's just gonna be like the traditional Grand Prix way that Bellator had it before. Just straight champions. They cut the prize before. If you won their PFL champions won $1 million. Now it's 500,000. People are outraged by it, and all the signs are pointing to you shot yourself in the fucking foot. We told you Francis Ngannou was not a draw. Listen, I'm so sad because I haven't seen Bradley in over a year. Bradley was someone who would watch the podcast and who would comment. And when I would talk about Francis Ngannou, you guys would call me a hater. You guys would say a whole bunch of stuff. Him and I respectfully went back and forth, and I really appreciated that. But I'm hoping that Bradley just pops up. Because Bradley, it has been almost 2.5 years. Francis has done nothing but ruin the PFL. Francis done nothing but ruin the PFL. You're putting it
on Francis. You're putting the PFL on Francis. You're putting the PFL on Francis.
Money.
The failure of PFL you're putting on Francis. You're not doing that. You're not doing that.
Why not?
Because you
Hot
can't
take.
blame Francis. You can't blame Francis for PFL lack of marketing, right? For us never fucking knowing when the PFL event's on. And guess what's only in my algorithm?
What?
Like my algorithm is only MMA shit. That's
Yeah.
what I get. And you know what never comes
PFL
up?
never pops up.
Never, dude. Like never pops up
That's
in mine.
insane.
Hey, y'all who if you while watching out there, let us know. Does PFL pop up in your algorithm? I'm so curious to know
That's
because
a
it
great point.
literally has never popped up in my algorithm.
It pops up in mine, but not often. It has to like really be like trendy to pop up there. Like, yeah, PFL just doesn't like. I get more of like like sub pages that like post MMA news than I do PFL every once in a while. I'm not blaming it on Francis. Let me be clear, you guys. I'm being a troll, okay? Um,
Unless you admit it now, you are a troll. Got it.
yeah, sometimes I
Stamp
do
it.
troll. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes.
Um, but I tell you guys when I'm trolling. Jace does it with a straight face, and I have to call him afterwards, like, "Hey, yo, are you being for real? Like, this can't be real."
I've never trolled ever on the pod ever.
You
Look at
sound like
this.
Dana. You look and sound like Dana.
Forever.
Just
Forever.
how much? No, I'm not gonna ask that. That just sounds wild. How happy is Dana?
Oh, he's just
He called it. The sound is crazy. Please stop. I hate you.
hey, listen. I hate this. I hate this for the sport of MMA.
Yeah.
I want a sport of MMA, not a league of UFC.
Really?
Yes.
If it
You
were
all
just the UFC, you get all the fights you want to see.
no, I wouldn't.
You would.
No, they'd be longer long jams. Sorry, log jams. And then the fighters, get screwed because it's a monopoly. I'm all about unions, and it's just a clusterfuck. UFC is big anti-union company, which is fucking terrible.
It does suck for the fighters. It definitely sucks for the fighters. There's really no option. You bought Bellator. You told us it was going to be better. You told us you were a fighter first organization, and now it's looking like a fucking shit show. You're telling the public about what's going on before your champions even know. Your boy, what's his name? The dude that Corey Anderson is like, he found out because his wife walked in the room and was like, "Did you know the Bellator's over?" He's like, "What?" If y'all don't know, he's the champion. He got kicked out. He didn't get kicked out of UFC, but like they let him go. And then he cried and complained and was like, "I can be boring over here and it doesn't matter." And then like he finally won because Nurmagomedov went up to
Heavyweight.
heavyweight, and so he became champion. And now, like, are you really a champion? Like, what are they gonna do with the championships? Like, it's a whole clusterfuck over there. You guys are weird stuff is happening with people's contracts. I know Don Davis is at the end of the day, we do have to give some kind of respect to, even though we may not like what the UFC is doing, how the UFC runs their business as far as like profit shares. Something to be said about a company being around for 30 years and still being able to be here when all of these other organizations are fizzling out. They understand the business.
Sure.
You can't say sure, it's a fact.
I know they understand that they've got the largest market share.
Yes.
I don't know if
And
they necessarily have the business, but it is what it was. Unfortunately,
you seem sad. Oh, poor Jay.
it is sad because the UFC fighters are getting fucked.
The PFL fighters, not UFC.
No,
Your
the UFC
boy,
fighters.
your boy wants to come over now. Patricio, but
Patricio,
Patricio's like 38, 37.
Dana's still gonna sign him.
You think so?
He'll try to get 2 to 3 fights out of him.
First fight, Michael Chandler, rematch? Or would this be the
Oh,
third fight between them?
third.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
banger. Off top, that's a banger.
I don't think so. Because there's so many. Because they've done it so many times.
Yeah, but like we talked about, most people haven't seen those Bellator fights. They have no idea. So this will be new for them. It's finally a fight that Michael Chandler could potentially win. Michael
Stop it.
Chandler can't win a fight.
Stop it.
Unless it's Tony.
Or
Or
Dan Hooker.
Hangman, yeah. That's it.
But also, he fights nothing but the elites.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. This is why we allowed Tony to stick around too long.
Yeah, but Tony hasn't been fighting the elites for a while.
Right, but in the beginning, he was losing to the top of the food chain, former champions. He was losing to number 1, number 2s. And then he started losing to the people he started losing. When he lost to Nate Diaz, I told y'all, wrap it up. It's over.
Yeah, the Nates, the Patties of the world. When is that dickhead's going to fight next?
Apparently they're rumoring him fighting, I seen it pop up on my algorithm and I can't remember now.
Is he fighting at UFC London?
Yes, he is. Oh yeah, UFC London was announced. Your boy JDM taking on Leon Boring Edwards.
I'll be cheering for JDM. Though I'm
Shocker.
sad because I wish that he would be able to fight in Australia.
Why?
To fight in front of his home crowd.
That's not to the end of the year, though.
I thought Australia was coming up soon.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, Sydney. Next year.
I was like,
next
wait
month.
a second.
Next month on the 8th. Yeah.
DDP and
oh, God.
Sean Strickland. I know, you're that excited, right?
Awful.
You're that excited. What?
No one asks for these fights.
I asked for this fight.
Shocker.
I mean, really, I would love to see DDP just run through a cum shot, but, obviously they're trying to hope and pray that he doesn't win the fight because they don't want to sacrifice cum shot against DDP.
It's just awful.
It's like back in the day where they were like trying to, run people out there. They didn't want to sacrifice anyone against Max Holloway anymore because they would just lose. So they know if they put cum shot up against DDP just dog walks the fuck out of him.
DDP ain't dog walked anybody except for Darren Till. He dog walked Darren Till.
Dog walked fucking Izzy as well.
No, he didn't.
He did.
I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna be baited like that today.
Who's baiting you? That's what we watched.
How long is PFL around?
If they make it to 2026, I will be flabbergasted. I will be awestricken, dumbfounded, mesmerized.
I think we also need to give PFL more shit. The reason why I say that is because their contracts are nasty. They're just as nasty, if not nastier. Like we learned that one's contracts are worse than UFC's, right? They got these people locked in perpetuity. These PFL contracts that are being leaked and being shown, like how they're changing the fighters' pay and all the rest of the shit, nasty. The way that they're locking them in, the matching period, all kind of stuff is going on. And I feel like, especially because Don Davis came out and said fighter first and all of this stuff, he tried to make himself be the opposing the opposition of the UFC. Yeah, the good guys. And you guys, the contracts are the exact same, if not worse. Where the fuck is Jake Paul? Jake Paul is with PFL. He signed with PFL. I don't hear him saying shit.
He's supposed to be fighting this year.
Yeah, but I don't hear anybody saying anything as far as the way that they shit on the UFC and the UFC fighters and so on and so forth. They're not coming out and being like, yo, this is crazy.
How's
it's sad for fighters. Huh?
How's your prime?
It's all right.
I'm weak.
I got him for free, so it's just try him out.
Hey, it's a good price.
Free.
Free.
Patricio Pitbull wants to come over. I want to see Patricio at the UFC. I want to see AJ McKee in the UFC. I want to see the chick that we gave Fight of the Year due to whatever her name is.
Baba.
Yeah, Baba. The one, yeah. Baba. If it's not Bob, it's Baba. Just off the top of my head, I actually want to see Nemkov here as well.
I'd love to see Nemkov. What about Nurmagomedov.
Usman Nurmagomedov. I want to see him too. Definitely want to see him. 100%. Hopefully, but see, like it's bad because see, once again, now you said you just started off by saying you don't want it to be, you want it to be the sport of MMA, not the UFC league. But yet
Agreed.
you want to see them in the UFC fighting.
No. You just start naming people you'd want to
Okay.
see. So I was just naming like their elite fighters.
Ah, okay.
I think you go champion for champion and put them up. Off the top of my head, it's going like 50-50.
They don't even have champions anymore. And I don't know. They have a lot of daggies. A lot of daggies won the $1 million last year. So who knows?
Yeah, and then you got Ngnnou at heavyweight. He clears John Jones.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And I do not like John Jones at all.
He
But
dog walk. He sends John Jones into orbit.
We'll never know.
Never say never.
Do you believe
A-Rab money?
Facts.
Shout out to A-Rab money. Shout out to A-Rab money.
That can change everything.
In
Do
a
you
biscuit.
think? Do you think we see Francis fight this year?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Do you think we get John Jones versus Tom Aspinall?
No.
John is flip flopping about it too.
John doesn't want the fight. John does not want that fight.
He doesn't.
He does not want. They might try to bait him by stroking his ego, right? What do you do with someone egotistical and you want them to do something? You challenge their ego. But John Jones doesn't want that fight. Have you ever heard him talk about anyone ever like he talks about Tom?
No.
Ever.
Shaking in his boot.
Acknowledging that he is younger and a serious challenge. You know what I mean? He's acknowledged it numerous times. So.
Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje.
Take my money.
Who you got?
Take my money.
Off the top of your head.
Top of my head, I'm going Dan Hooker. I think Justin's done.
You think Max Holloway ended Justin Gaethje?
I think it's just been this trajectory.
He was winning. Just too much damage.
Too much damage. CTE is real.
I still go Justin.
I also think that Dan being longer is like a problem for him.
I don't know. I still see Justin as Dustin, just not as smart. And I think that I think Justin hits harder. I could see him knocking him out. He's coming off of a brutal knockout. He took the time to allow his brain and his body to heal, which, shout out to him. Not being dumb.
But Justin always takes times between fights.
Yeah, for sure. But this was like brutal. This is the first time he was like disconnected from Earth.
Yo, just to go ahead and throw the shine on your boy. Good God.
That's my guy.
Disconnected from Earth.
That's my guy. We ended the year tough, so we got to celebrate what we can celebrate.
Who does Max fight next, or should he just do the right thing and retire?
Shut up! If we're gonna don't start trying to piss me off.
I'm not trying to piss you off. I think Max should retire. He was brutally knocked out and dominated.
He was not brutally knocked out.
I feared for his life.
No, you didn't.
I'm glad.
This is you guys' first time watching the pod. He's literally doing this to piss me off.
I'm your brother. I would never do something intentionally to piss you off. Come on.
Forgive him. He knows not what he's doing. They are rumored to have Ilya versus Volk for, I think they said 4/15 in Miami.
Oh God. Why?
That's it for Volk. I think Volk gets cleared. I think he gets cleared again.
Suicide.
And then at that point, like, even if you go up to 155, like, you're severely compromised.
He would be better off taking a fight against like an Arnold Allen. You know what I mean? Getting some extra dough, getting a bit of confidence. You know what I mean? And then trying to challenge for Ilya after that.
Diego Lopez versus your boy Yair Rodriguez from Mexico.
I hate it. I wanted to see Diego and Ilya go at it.
That should be the fight. That should be the fight because nobody wants to. If Rodriguez is to win, no one's like, oh, I got to see Yair versus Ilya. Like Ilya's going to clear that man.
Agreed.
Brutal. As far as Max, Dustin's in front of him. Charles.
Oh my God.
We already did this with you. I don't want to play with you right now.
You want to see Max go against Charles?
Yeah, Charles or your boy Moicano.
That would be a much better fight for Max fighting Money. Charles gets him the fuck out of there quickly.
I'd love to see it.
Quickly.
When Max wins that fight, what are you going to do?
He doesn't win the fight.
All right, cool.
He doesn't. He doesn't have a chance. Charles has better stand-up game and obviously has.
You're smoking dope.
Ooh.
You are smoking actual crack and sucking dicks in the bathroom. Like you've lost your mind. You've lost your mind.
Whoa. You get out of pocket.
Talking about Charles Oliveira has a better stand-up game than Max Holloway.
He does.
Not even.
No, like legit. Look at my face. He does. Smoother, cleaner boxing, better kicks, elbows, knees. Like if it was just a boxing match, Charles TKOs him. If it's just a kickboxing match, Charles TKOs him. There's no chance for Max Holloway to win that fight. Career suicide. And on top of it, the killer is it will be the first time I can think of that Max fights someone with a larger fan base than him. Crazy.
Oh God, you guys. Sometimes you have to just laugh through it. You have to laugh through it because
About what?
Jace is he's hilarious. He's a funny guy.
What? How?
Funny guy, you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, go ahead and comment below. Will you please tell this delusional person that Charles gets Max out of there first round?
Oh gosh, you're a fun kid. Holly Holm released from the UFC. Asked for it and got it.
Could care less.
Couldn't care less. Like, where are you gonna go? PFL Bellator? Like what? like who knows what's going on there?
Boxing. She'll go box Clarissa.
That's not bad.
Katie Taylor.
I think, but Clarissa's too big for her.
Pause.
But she is though. Like she's too big.
She'll take the fight anyway.
Real quick, how did you feel about the Kahbib Nurmagomedov kicked off the flight situation?
100% racial profiling.
Welcome to being a nigga.
100%.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Listen. This isn't Khabib 5 years ago where he said 3 words of English. You know what I mean? He's competent. The real question is, why does Ali got Khabib flying Frontier Airlines?
I don't think it's Ali. I think that Khabib, hey, we seen what happened with them taxes. Khabib is fronting a lot of these people's money. Like he's fronting a lot of their lifestyles. Like he's taking care of all of these, 2,000 daggies that when they come over here. Your boy's just booking a flight. I don't think that he really cares about the airline and what's going on, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, when a black man gets shot by a cop, what do they say? Oh, why didn't he just comply? It doesn't matter whether or not the cop was being rude or nasty, blah, 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 blah. Hey, why didn't he just get up from the seat? He got treated like a nigga. That's what happened. Sucks.
You have any feelings on it?
Nope. Don't care. Rich ass man got kicked off a plane and got to go buy another one. Oh no.
I don't care about that, but I do care about profiling people. I'm a black man. It
You're
touches
black?
me.
Oh wow.
Only from the waist down.
I'm your sister, sir.
Earmuffs.
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 Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just something like to talk about, but at the end of the day, like, it is what it is.
I'm sure they felt uncomfortable because it wasn't just Habib. He was with Dagestanis, and they all three were sitting in the emergency room, and the flight attendants going, oh my God, pineapples. I don't want to die today.
But they didn't kick the other ones off. Yeah, other people didn't get kicked off, and I'm still kind of confused by like, but even at the end of the day, if the stewardess, quote unquote, didn't feel comfortable with you being there, or didn't feel comfortable with your answer, whatever the fuck they make up, and they ask you to switch seats, I'm just gonna switch seats. Are you? Or are you gonna?
Stand on business?
Yeah,
Depends on the situation.
you're a foreigner. You're in fucking
Depends.
China. A black man in China.
China, I'm doing whatever they tell me to do.
Exactly. This is
No.
a man who appears Arabic, who's speaking with the Arabic accent inside of America on a plane. I'm just gonna go where they tell me to go, my guy. Deal with write a letter to the bitch later, like right. And he got enough money to get the girl fired. Like,
that's facts.
I don't want to miss the flight. With that being said, we will be back next week. We absolutely appreciate you guys coming week to week, vibing with us.
Real fast, depending on how Saturday goes, we might do a live Sunday.
Yeah.
Since we'll be together, we might do an official live if Saturday is a banger.
If TikTok isn't, TikTok might get banned by the 19th, so that might be our last live on TikTok.
What's T-Ball Paul gonna do?
Get a job. Now he came on here talking shit about Max, so he can get it. Everybody can get it. Pew, pew. But with that being said, we will see you guys next week. We are out. Peace.
Peace.